again, moving forward a couple of years into sort of the John Beck times, cup run?
Yeah, we had some great nights down here, and away from home. The obvious one springs to mind is the Man City games down here, where we conceded in the first 2 minutes, and then from that point onwards we just absolutely steamrolled them. Man City were in a different club to what they are now. They were in a bit of a transitional period, but still, nonetheless, it was they were a big scalp for us, and a great experience to go to beat them here 4-1, and then to go and beat them 1-0 at Main Road was a fantastic achievement. Great tactical knowledge and awareness by Becky, and getting his ideas across to the players on how we would play, particularly in the away game, second leg. Everybody stuck to the task, and we thoroughly deserved the 0-0. The 1-0 win, the clean sheet. You
mentioned about the tactical know-how of Becky. What was he like to play for?
Great, brilliant. If you're in the team, absolutely fantastic team. All about the team, all about the team ethic. He was like the original one of Team Lincoln. He promoted it. Everybody knew the job. If you didn't do the job, you were off. When you weren't in the team, it was tough because you ran and you kept fit, and it was, it could be a bit disheartening at times, but he would just come and say, "Look, you're doing it because I need to know that when you come back into the team, you're fit and ready to play." So many times, it was back at the time, I think it was like 2 or 3 subs we were playing with, and I wasn't in the 14, and the boys would be doing set pieces on the pitch, and we would be running on the gravel down in front of the St Andrews stand. So tough times, but that's the help to make you. You don't give in. You got to have that attitude. I've always had that attitude that you've got to prove yourself day in, day out, and you've got to, if a manager doesn't fancy it, you don't just chuck your cards in. You go and, right, okay, I'll change your opinion of me.
Chris Ashton will always come into the office and say it's this instance was one of the strangest substitutions he's ever seen. That sub in the first minute.
Second minute, I think. I got 2 minutes out of it. Yeah.
What's going through your head? Because as a player that's not injured in the game, and nothing's happened in the game to warrant it so early on, what's going through your head at the time? We've seen incidents in the Premier League with Ozil last week, and where he's throwing his coat, and I fully understand that you probably wouldn't get away with it like he probably has, but what's going through your head when that happens?
It wasn't quite as strange as what probably the fans and everybody else thought about it, because I'd been out injured for a big part of the season with hernia problems and pelvic problems. So I'd only just really started back playing, and we'd been in for we used to train on the morning of the game, just do light stuff, go through a few things, and and Becky had said then, he said, depends how they set up, because at the time we were playing 5-3-2, I think it was, and he said I might have to change it, because we were playing against Swansea, who played with 3 up top, and he said if they play 3 wide players, we'll have to make a change early on. So never did I expect it to be me that came off, but you could sit down and think logically about it. I was just coming back. It was a settled sort of team. We wanted to go back to a back 4, and I was probably the obvious candidate. Hurt at the time coming off, wasn't happy about it, but I was aware that it may happen. Obviously didn't think it was me that was going to happen too, but if it's it could have been any one of us, and it happened to be me, and when you look back at it, it's probably logically that it was me.
Promotion year, although
that was the year. That was the I believe that was a promotion year.
So second half of that season, as you said, you were coming back from injury and stuff going into the second half of the season. What was the dressing room like going into them final games? Because obviously there's a similar sort of feeling. Obviously it was the last time that the club was promoted out of this division.
Yeah.
What was that second half of the season like for you?
It was great for me. I mean, the lads had done a lot of work to get us in the position where we were. We were never sort of like favourites or to go up. really. We sort of like sneaked in a little bit in the back door, but so that's why I'm quite proud of the little part that I played in it. That I sort of like helped to get the team over the line. But yeah, it was. We had a great dressing room. Lads, a lot of leaders in there. Like in the modern day, there's not many leaders on the pitch. There was a lot of strong characters, a lot of leaders on the pitch, and we just had a belief that they would go out and win games. You see it now at the football club. Now you see with the boys that when they're going out, they just believe that they're going to win the game, and the fans. There's expectation from the fans. I don't quite think there was the level of the expectation, albeit with a lot smaller crowd back then. There wasn't quite the levels there until we got probably to the final couple of games, and but to be part of it, and particularly to play in the final game was awesome. It was amazing.